What's up, guys? All right. Setting up. Just getting set up. No big deal. 0 people on. It's always a bit of a delay. If anybody's on, hit up the chat. What's going on here? What is going on? Should we go cockeyed the whole time? Hey-o. There we go. Not bad. So someone asked me if I had bought the original painting of the round table. I did not. That is the 4-player playmat. Shit. We got company. That is the 4-player playmat. Printed in limited quantities. I think it was like maybe 6 to 10 of those that were printed for SorceryCon Las Vegas. Shh. Sophie, go downstairs. Watch out for the painting. Okay. All right. Printed in limited quantity. 4 play events at SorceryCon Las Vegas 2024. Hello. Guys, come on. Downstairs. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Go downstairs. Watch your sister. Shut the door behind you. Rough start. But we have a 2-hour intro plan, so it's no big deal. All right, we need to get the overhead cam ready. There's a lot to discuss. Dan Mitchum is on. It's me, Dan, and 2 other guys. Found it amongst all the socially social lies. Those mats were badass. Why did I not get one? Well, there were only 6 to 10, as I say. And I think, how were they distributed? I really don't know. I think they went to some winners, maybe, of some of the different play events. But what we need to do... Sophie, you gotta go downstairs. Hey. Come on, guys. Come on. Hey.
No, I'm saying you.
Come on. Bring your stuff downstairs, both of you. Maddie, watch after them, please. All right. 3rd strike, and bodies start flying. We got 2 strikes already in the first 2.5 minutes. What were we doing here? Overhead cam. Hang on a second. All right. All right, so we got to go to... All right, streaming mode. Good to go. 10:30 is tough. West Coasters set their alarms. It's a little early. All right, extra cam. Boom. Got that. All right, guys. A lot to cover here. Oh, God. It's not centered. All right. Easy fix. Nope. Look at this guy. Look at this guy right here. The mascot of New Zealand. Did you guys know that the band Silverchair was also from the planet of New Zealand? I actually forgot about that, or maybe I never knew. But what we have here is Z's. Z's, the king of aesthetics, the king of the South, made by Andrew. You guys know him as Esquito on the Discords. He does these frames like this, right? These card frames. And he's starting to sell these. People have been asking about these. He custom makes these, and he custom made this bad boy. He surprised me with this. So there was one at SorceryCon, and unfortunately, I left it behind Elvira's table where I had abandoned it for most of the events. And then I forgot to grab it when I left, so he had to make me another one. So we have that for good luck. We have... yes. He made me this awesome business card holder. So I didn't vend a table at SorceryCon, but I don't know. Maybe I will at the Sorcery Springs Social again if Ron resurfaces. Ron is currently missing. If anybody's seen Ron and can do a well-being check, he's been missing since the social. I don't know where he's been. He's probably out there somewhere doing something. But look at that. Collector Arthouse, Z's, and designed by Severin. These cool little business cards. Look at this. Oh, God. I dropped them all. Real nice. So she designed my logo in the stone. And it kind of, probably won't pick up on camera, but it's kind of holographic a little bit. And then the barcode on the back takes you to the link tree. By the way, I always forget to mention that. In the comments, I think I included it, there's a link tree, and it'll take you to all of my social media platforms, Discord, Facebook. You're already at YouTube or Facebook. I guess this is streaming at my Collector Arthouse page on Facebook, but there's a community Facebook group. There's a marketplace I run on Facebook. There's the art market on Facebook, Sorcery Art Market. There is the Artist Proofs and Altars group, and Collector Arthouse Discord, Collector Arthouse Patreon, CollectorArthouse.com. Lots of stuff. Lots of stuff. All right, so there's a couple other things I needed to cover, and then we're gonna get into some interesting stuff and talk about what we're doing here. Let's go to the badges, right? So there were these metal badges. What we're gonna do is a sample pack break, but I always do some upfront stuff, and then we get into the break, right? So we're gonna do a sample pack break, and I'll talk about what that entails. We're gonna talk about the history of sample packs. We're gonna have Eric on, who tracks all of the sample cards that have been discovered through pack openings, mostly on his channel. This is the 27th official break event we've done, but I think I've opened like 30 packs on the channel because there was a few guys that had bought a pack very early on and allowed me to open it on the channel and then ship them the cards. So I think it's been around 30. Yeah, probably like 30 or so, which is pretty incredible. That's about, I don't know, like 12% of the Kickstarter to 244 packs that were distributed in Kickstarter. So we're going to open that, and then I'm going to spin the wheel of names. The deal with the participants is you get whatever slots they opted into for the break, and then they're going to get one of these bearish cases. See that? Bearish? They make these acrylic cases. They make it for booster boxes, pre-con kits, individual pre-con decks, and packs themselves. So each person that's participating today is going to get a pack of Arthurian Legends in a bearish acrylic universal case. You see it fits there perfectly. Looks amazing. Looks very natural and clean. And is very secure and durable, you know? So I'll ship that off with the sample card or cards. And then the rest of the box, we're going to spin the wheel of names, and somebody is going to win the rest of the box. So when I open the Arthurian Legends box at the end, I'm going to talk about SorceryCon and whatever else you guys want to talk about. All right, but these metal badges, if you attended SorceryCon, you got one of the King Arthur badges, right? So on the front is the King Arthur painting that Elvira did. And when she originally did these paintings, there was no text in this box. This is how it was. It was just a black box. Then she added some text here. When we sold the Sir Tristan painting, she wanted it to look more full and complete as an art piece, right? So she found this nice passage for each of them that related to the lore of Arthurian Legends as it related to each of those characters. And Eric really liked that, right? So he asked her to do that for all of the Chase Knights or Chase Gilded cards from the set. So she had the digital file that had no text, and we inserted the SorceryCon Las Vegas 2024, and then on the back, Tony Sudlow allowed us to include his full art Holy Grail. So it's very thematically fitting for the event, since the SorceryCon Las Vegas 2024 event happened a few weeks after release of the Arthurian Legends set. So these are really beautiful. You see the gold border on King Arthur. You got the silver for Sir Lancelot, and this what do you call this? It's not like it's a type of pink. It's a hue of pink for the Queen Guinevere. Beautiful artwork. Maybe my favorite from Elvira in the set. All right, so the 3 sets, these are available. There was I want to say there was like 50-ish, maybe 60 of the King Arthur left after the event, and we had a bunch of these printed just in case there was any overage. So there's like a couple hundred or a few hundred or so of the Sir Lancelot and the Guinevere. The King Arthur are very limited quantities left because everybody that attended the event got a copy of this. So most of them were distributed at the event. Like I say, there's about 50 to 60 more. So there's an option to purchase. What we're doing is we're selling, rose gold. Thanks, Emmett. Rose gold is what it is. What we're doing is selling the remaining copies of these to help It's not like a profiteering, money-making endeavor. We're really just trying to cover the cost of the event. The venue was extremely expensive to host this in SorceryCon, just an enormous fee to secure the venue. There was a food minimum fee. There's all these costs that go into it, right? You got to insure the event. You got to pay staff, all these expenses, right? So this is going to help us financially support the event, and then also, as we look forward to next year, make this financially viable to do this every year for Sorcery and for the community, for the artists, for the fans, for the players, for everybody. All right, so we're selling the remainders of these. You can buy all 3 as a set, or you can buy many more people can buy just the Sir Lancelot and the Queen Guinevere, because there's a lot more copies of those. How do you do that? You go to Collector Arthouse Patreon. So you got to go to, in the comments, go to my Linktree link, and then go to Collector Arthouse Patreon. You could sign up as a free tier member. I'm not trying to paywall this and exclude anybody. So you can sign up at the free level, which is no cost. You just sign up. Please put your shipping information in there. And when you pay, make sure that your Patreon name is referenced if it's different from your real name, so I don't go nuts trying to figure out who's who. The way to order, all the instructions are in a post in Collector House Patreon. You just express interest, and then once I say it's confirmed, you can submit payment. So I got to track quantities. I'm trying to do it all in one spot. I don't want to take DMs and things like that because it's just too crazy trying to field all the DMs that come through. So you got to comment against the post in Collector Art House Patreon, and you could claim a set of 3 or just these 2. Okay? So, guys, go downstairs. Come on. That's 3 times. 3 times. You want to play today? No, I cannot. Go downstairs. It's going to be a while. Close the door on your way out.
How many minutes?
Probably like 7, 8.
7 or 8?
Yeah, maybe 9 now. So there you go. There's the badges. Talking dog ears time, guys.
What?
Guys, come on.
What?
It's impossible. It's impossible, guys. All right, so there's the badges. We covered that. Frazzled. All right, for the break, look at this. Here's the other good luck charm, courtesy of Kevmo. We got the Run Amok Sparkle Syrup. This is straight poison. Maple syrup with sparkles. Who eats sparkles? That seems entirely unhealthy. All right, so with when I mail those sample cards out, there's going to be the bearish case, woo, with the pack. These bearish stickers. So Severin did this bear logo for the Bearish Bros for their business and for their new logo design, bearish acrylic cases. So I have one of those stickers and then all the links to their stuff where you can purchase their stuff. Collector Art House patrons, if you're a paid tier member, one of the benefits of many, I think it's there's a lot of value in the Patreon, is that you get a 10% exclusive Patreon discount code. Doesn't expire. You can use that anytime for any order at bearish.com for all their acrylic cases. It's not just sorcery too. If you're into other weird games, you can protect them. I don't know. If you're into doing such a thing, that's a thing you could do. All right, so we got that covered. Let me see. All right, sample packs, history. All right, let me cover a few other things. So we got the Crusade and Jihad. The chase within a chase. Due to the international bans against Crusade and Jihad on public forums. You know? TCG player wants nothing to do with it. eBay, forget about it. But in the private world of Collector Art House Discords and Sorcery Community Facebook group, you can acquire a Crusade and Jihad. This is number 20. So this is, clearly this is Truett's most popular artist proofs. And the Crusade and Jihad, these are painted on the back. So artist proofs, of course, if you're new to the game. Artist proofs, they have square corners. They're not the rounded corners like the regular cards. 25 copies given to artists and 4 copies in alpha given to the top Kickstarter backers. So the front is the regular face of the card. The back is blank, and the artist paint or sketch on the back oftentimes and sign either on the front or back. So you have Crusade and Jihad. These are up for auction now at the Sorcery Community Facebook group and Collector Arthouse Discord, ending at 8 p.m. Eastern tonight. And there is a reserve on that. I think the last set of these sold for like $3,100 for the set of the two. So it's super popular. Very high demand for those. And lastly, also ending tonight, is the Relentless Crowd. Look at this. We got a whole crowd of these bad boys. So the biggest promo in all of Sorcery, there were only 100 copies of this. So this is 4% of the entire population of Relentless Crowd. 4%. 4 out of 100 equals 4%. Some hot, quick, off-the-cuff math. And three of these are this guy's. I own 3 of these. Some guy says that I own all the cards. I really don't. I have more paintings than cards. So there's that, and then this one is actually the one that's up for auction tonight, ends at 8 p.m. Eastern. So let me set that aside separately from my card. All right. Safely set aside. And then launching at 8 p.m. Eastern, as we do on most Sunday nights, from Atlas Thorn. Who can guess? Guess in the comments what this card is. Let's take some guesses. I think I showed like maybe 5 people the digital image at SorceryCon Las Vegas. So don't guess if you know. If you don't know, make a guess at what card Atlas Thorn altered with this artwork. While you do that, take a look. Try to guess what it is. Let me get my AirPods ready. So we're going to have Eric join us for the break. So let me disable my Bluetooth on my phone. Then we got to go Bluetooth on the computer. Not a single guess on what that card is. I'm gonna disclose what this card is. He altered a card. That's the sketch concept for it. But someone has to guess. All right, let's get this Bluetooth popping. All right, so we got that, connect. Mike Mathing, what does that mean? Not a single guess on what this card is. Not one. Unbelievable. Come on now. All right. I will disclose it. Dan, did I show you what it was? Firebolt? All right, we got one guess. Firebolt. That's oh, look at this. While you're thinking about it, someone gave me this at SorceryCon. I don't know, these animals. Look at this. Literally animals. So small. Look at the scale compared to a card. The little guy just watches over me. I'll put him on the laptop over there for good luck. All right, Firebolt. All right, let's take a look. It's not Firebolt. Major Explosion. Look at that. Possibly my favorite ever alter by Atlas Thorn. It's really hard to say because all his work is absolutely incredible. But this is a freaking stunner. The colors on this, it's too bad it's not 4th of July. Just nuking the world, running with this massive stick of dynamite. This cute little bunny. Easter and 4th of July, all in one. Amazing. Always uses 4 colors. Incredible blending. Just looks absolutely unreal. It looks like it's printed on there. There's actually painted on that card. It's mind-blowing. See? Major Explosion. What a genius. Screenshot it. Look at this guy. Unbelievable. So that's coming up at 8 p.m. Eastern tonight. All right, let's get serious. Let me see if I could get Eric in here. Hey, man, can you hear me? All right, I messed something up. Oh, yeah, there you go.
Well, I can hear you through. Yeah, I can hear you through this.
All right, awesome. Everybody, someone in chat confirm if you could hear Eric. He's going to help with the sample pack break. We're going to talk some history, though, first, and what all these packs are. So let me zoom out a little bit. We got to start with this thing here. So,
hey, Dan.
You've been digging up some history, Eric, on sample packs, and a lot of chat, like discussion from chat. Like when I wrote all these articles back in the day, I did the exact same thing. I data mined everything Eric ever said in Discord, and other employees and stuff, and tried to piece together like when these sample packs were printed, and if there were, more than one print, if there were some pre-alpha packs, we'll get into that, and then there was the Kickstarter, which I call an alpha, sample packs that were distributed through the Kickstarter release and alpha. So recently, I achieved one copy of every pack from every era, I believe. We can verify as we talk through it. But predating that, let me show you this right here. So there was, if you remember, like in that article I wrote, and in the, I did this like video with the history of sample packs, and there were these pre-con decks, right? And one of them was given to Red Zone Rogue. And I think that was like one of the first ever distributed. So early on, Eric like printed these cards at home, playtest cards. He sent it to Red Zone Rogue, and then eventually he sent some to like a few other guys, content creators, to try to test the game and also kind of showcase it, create some marketing buzz. So this certificate of authenticity verifies the boxes you see behind you, which I'll show you in a minute. And it says these 4 Sorcery Contested Realm pre-alpha test decks were given, let me read it here instead of on the screen. Given to 1, Kellen Rosenberger, aka Red Zone Rogue, by 1, Eric Olofsson, the creator of Sorcery Contested Realm and founder of Eric's Curiosa, to test the game and provide early feedback. The decks included our water, wind, fire, and earth. So they called it wind before they changed it to air in the pre-alpha era. And then it's signed. I signed this back in July. And then it shows like what the deck boxes look like, and then the elemental avatars. So the actual elemental avatar for air was wind at that time. So that certifies the authenticity. And then these are the actual, so these boxes were just kind of hand printed and pieced together by Eric himself and given the Red Zone Rogue. And, it says pre-constructed. So it was early. He was playing around with like what the actual pre-cons for alpha would look like. There it says the contents. I don't know if any of these details changed. I haven't compared that just yet. 1 avatar, 16 atlas, and 36 spellbook cards. This contains all you need. Okay, so that was the composition of the pre-cons at that time. So there's all 4 of those, and then I repackaged them into these bearish cases for safekeeping.
Oh, very nice. Yeah, I think the video was on August 27, 2021. I have the dates here.
Okay. Yeah, so then I have them in these bearish cases. I'm going to put those aside, and we'll just take a look at. You want to see wind, earth, water, or fire? How about wind, since we'll see if we can see it. Yeah, since that's a different one. So these are not technically sample cards because they were not printed by the Chinese factory where they do their printing. They were printed by Eric. So they were early playtest cards. They're kind of like some of the earliest cards ever made. I guess you could say officially by the company since they were done by the creator. But there you have the Avatar of Wind. And it's pretty interesting as you go through. I mean, a lot of them are very similar to sample cards in design, and that they're like the old design, right? A lot of them changed just like they did for the alpha release. So if we went through and really analyzed these, we'd find a lot of differences in the game mechanics, card titles, different things. So I'll just leaf through quickly to see if anything interesting pops up, because a few of these have cards that ended up not being used. Yeah, you have like cards. Here's like the Blink, has 0 casting cost and the quick magic effect. Same with the Lightning Bolt. Those are really iconic in the pre-alpha era. Chain Lightning, I think, was that the one that was changed and not used? Or I know the mechanic changed at some point.
Chain Lightning's still in there.
Yep. Or it was either Chain Lightning or Thunderstorm. They like errated the card and it works a little differently. The Lightning Bolt with the quick magic is a big one.
And the actual precons, that became a Thunderbolt.
Okay.
The sample precons.
Cloud City. Let me see if any of the basic lands are in here. One of these days, I'm going to get into this in more detail. I just kind of wanted to quickly go through. Okay, that says Lone Tower, Gothic Tower. Here we go. Black Tower. So that is something that's unique to these, right? And it's not. It was, even as a sample card, it was different. It was called, I think it was I think it went to
Dark Tower. Is that...
yeah, I think it did change to Dark Tower even then by
They
sample
use the
cards.
same names as Alpha and Beta in the
Yeah,
sample.
and see, so we have Black Tower, and then we have Just Tower, right? So even then, the names were in flux, and he was printing them from different files. Let's see. This one also says Just Tower and Gothic Tower, which is the final name. So yeah, there's a lot of like interesting nuance in these. I could probably do like a few videos on those in and of itself. I don't want to spend too much time. But I had to have those like one way or the other. I think the ones that went to the other content creators were, I want to say those were printed by the factory. Did you see confirmation of that in your research?
Which ones?
The ones that were given to the other content creators, like
Yes.
yeah,
Those were just samples, the regular samples that we're using now. Yep.
yeah. So those are kind of like special unicorns in that they were, you know, even before they printed by the factory at all, but they were made by Eric, so they're semi-official. You know, pretty awesome. So then, as we progress through time, this is where we get to one version of all the different sample packs from the different eras. So to complete the set recently, I was able to get one of these. Where's this dust coming from? Might just be my computer monitor. In the pre-Kickstarter, pre-alpha era, there were these silver sample packs, and there was no sticker on them at all, right? So I was able to get two of these. I have one here. I just pulled out one of each of these. So there's one from pre-alpha before Kickstarter. There was the silver packs, and in your notes that you were dropping in my Collector Arthouse Discord yesterday, you found the old quote from Simon that said that these were to print the cards themselves, and then they did the art pack so this is like to test the card quality, corner roundness, color composition, all those types of details, print quality, and then they did the art packs. So these were also pre-alpha era. And these had the art on them to test like what the packaging itself looks like. So it says first edition test. That's how you know it's the pre-alpha sample pack. And then under the flap, there's like I think the logo changed a little bit too, or the slogan here. Just want to gently peel it back. Sorcery Contested Realm is a tactical TCG with iconic hand-painted art. So as Eric always talked about, he called it like an art project in the early days, and also, you know, he wanted to make a great game, great art. That's still kind of his two primary motives, from what I can glean from his comments. But they ended up changing that, where they talked a little bit more about what it's kind of like the elevator pitch of what the game's all about. So you have pre-alpha in those two. And then when we went to Kickstarter, do you have the regions handy?
Can I?
Yeah.
I can look. So first about the silver packs. Those are really rare. I only know of 15 being opened. One of them was Eric himself, actually. December 2021 is when they first got them from the factory. He opened one on Discord, posted a video of that. And then Red Zone Rogue in March. And then only two others. So only 15 total that I know of opening those. And we don't know how many were made.
Publicly. Yeah, so I think, as you say, like Eric opened one on YouTube, Red Zone Rogue opened 12, so that gets you to 13. And then you say there was two others that were
you were one of the other two. And then Grendel's Gallery YouTube channel.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So 15, so that's the 15, and I have two more in hand, so we're up to 17. So there's obviously like at least one booster box was out there. And then also I remember when Eric opened those, I remember that YouTube video because he had like a box. It wasn't a sealed box. It was open. He was like, oh, should I open a couple? Like he's kind of said coyly. And then like I think he opened like one of them. And it's clear like he didn't have the full box. There was just some. I think early on, as I recall, some of these were given out to early like supporters of the game, influencers, people that were like active in promoting the game early on and supporting the game. So I think I thought I got one of these, but I know I got one of these from the company, and then I actually acquired a second one. So I have two of the art packs, and then I just acquired two of these recently. And again, these were from like early influencers given to people, just much like the Relentless Crowds were. These were kind of given very exclusively to a few select people who were super active in supporting the game from the very beginning. All right.
And the other thing about the silver packs is the cards are packed alphabetically.
Yep. Yeah, you sent me that picture of the print sheet, which is awesome to see. And you could see, like, there's a sample uncut sheet, and it shows all the B, like it started with the letter B, like bone rabble, etc. And they were all in alphabetical order right across the sheet. So they're actually collated. We could go back to my sample. If you could find, like, in the live section of Collect Arthouse YouTube, you'll find that video of me opening these, or go look at the Red Zone Rogue 12 packs, and you'll see open them all in alphabetical order within the pack. It's pretty cool. Which is not the case for what we're going to see today with the Kickstarter.
Right.
They were more randomized. All right, so then for each of the regions throughout the world, there was, if you have the reference handy, with the sticker on front and no barcode on either side, what region was that from?
Either New Zealand or Canada. So I
Okay.
only have 5 countries on the list, so there's some missing ones. But yep, New Zealand.
Yeah, and that's interesting because I acquired packs from both locations. I bought them from Canada and from somebody in New Zealand. So so it's confirmed. I mean, I can personally confirm that is true.
That's probably where I got the data from.
Yeah, probably. All right, and then what we're alluding to is the sticker and the barcode on the front. You could have the barcode on the front or the back. So there's nothing on the back. What do you have for location on that?
Germany and also UK, United Kingdom I've had some from the front and from the back.
Okay.
In
So
either
that
one.
Yeah, and I wish I was paying closer attention because I have bought sample packs from both of those locations as well, from Germany and UK. And I thought every time that the sticker was just on the front and not on the back in my personal experience. I don't recall if there was one just on the back. But yeah, again, I can confirm that for sure there's a sticker on the front, barcode sticker on the front from both of those regions. And then sticker on the front and barcode on the back. So you say that could be just US, okay.
Oh well, yes, and the UK.
Okay. Yep.
But
US and UK.
according to what people told me, and sometimes they buy from secondhand and things, so
yeah,
I can't be 100% sure.
Well, I can confirm for US 100% because I top pledged the Kickstarter. All 12 of the packs that I got had this sticker on the back like that. So
I like making theories, though I don't have much data on this. I think they started with New Zealand and then went alphabetical order, starting with no barcode. Then they changed the front barcode. They ran out while they're doing UK, United Kingdom, switched to back, and then United States was after them.
Okay.
That's my crack theory.
That's interesting. All right, so we have
It's on 5 countries. That's my theory.
Maybe there's something to that. It is interesting how they're all a little different. So with the Avatar of Wind, it all started with the Red Zone Rogue, was one of the first advocates of the game. We have the complete 4 sets of the precons printed by Eric in New Zealand. Boxes even made by Eric by hand. Very fascinating. Pre-alpha, silver pack, pre-alpha, art pack, and then the 3 Kickstarter variants from different regions all over the world with the stickers and barcodes representing which region they're from. So that's kind of my Grail Unicorn collection. It'd be tremendously expensive at this point to acquire those, and to even find them is very difficult at this point.
Dan has to leave, so he's spamming the chat. He wants to open them packs.
Oh.
You may just have to get an updated.
Oh, and then here's the pledge pack from Kickstarter rounds it out,
Yes.
Yep. So that's why I had that there. All right, guys.
Pack, yeah.
So let me get the labels going here. And I got a funny story. Otherwise, I'm pretty much ready to go with the sample pack. So stop screwing around. I just got to figure out where I laid it.
Ryan Koenig asks, what's the total number of each pack? Well, we don't know. I have an estimates tab in my spreadsheet with the best guess. Pledge packs, the ones with this void sticker, there's 244. And then we don't really know about the others, but I've guessing around 450 right now. Total packs of all types. Probably more than that. Kind of the way I'm actually estimating is based on the number of elites and uniques. And I'm guessing that there's 4 of each, and then just multiplying that by the number of known elites and uniques. You get to about 452.
Of packs printed is what you're estimating?
Packs.
Okay.
Yep. But again, as we find more, then that number could go up.
If there's more silver or art packs, you mean, right?
No, if there's more uniques or elites.
Oh, okay.
Or if we come to 5 copies. Right now, the most we've seen is 4 copies. But if we find a 5th copy, then that could blow up that number and make it more.
Yep.
So basically, just take the number of elites and uniques times 4. Plus, there's been a few packs with no elite or unique in it, so that inflates the numbers a bit more.
Right. Yeah, so the cards themselves are insanely scarce as you're going through right now. Finding the packs sealed are becoming nearly impossible. I was at SorceryCon, and a few people approached me. One guy approached me and said he was a collector tier, so he still had his 4, and I was considering acquiring those. We didn't. He decided he wanted to hold on for now, but every once in a while I hear of like people that had the early bird pledge. So in the early bird pledge, you would get 1 case and 1 sample pack, just 1. So 100 people got that, and the collector tier got 4, and then the Avatar of the Realm only. So there are 24 collector tier, and then there was 4 people, excuse me, that got the top pledge tier that got 12 packs. So all in all, across the Kickstarter, it was 244. I think Rudy teased a box of the art packs, a box of them. So 36. I think 36. I think that's before they went to 39 for Alpha.
Yep.
And then it's also confirmed because Team Covenant had a box of the art packs, and there's 36. And I did a video like ages ago where I created a spreadsheet. I think Sean from Discord helped me like collate all that data, or maybe it was Vincent Vinco. A couple of those guys helped me out over time. Trying to archive like all the cards they pulled. I think you use that data ultimately for your spreadsheet.
Yep,
for your population report. Yeah.
So Kickstarter, that was one of the best resources.
Yeah. So that's 2 full boxes of sample cards that are out there. We have the Eric Olofsson box that you talked about where he had the art pack. So that's 3 boxes. It makes me wonder if maybe there was like a case in total, perhaps a case of the silver packs and a case of the art packs, maybe. We don't really know. There's no evidence of that per se. I've heard that Eric does not own a box anymore. I think he kind of gave those out, like I said, to the early influencers and opened some himself like he did on the channel. And then in terms of the sealed boxes, we just know officially of the, the Team Covenant, they opened theirs, and then Rudy like teased one in one of his videos.
And then the very first print. So
15.
This was the silver packs were the second printing. There was a first print that we don't know what happened to those. There were 2 boxes printed there.
Okay. Yeah, we saw
2 boxes plus a few extra packs, so approximately 80 packs in that first.
You found the picture that was shared in Discord. It shows 2 sealed booster boxes, and we know those are sample packs because this was well before Alpha came out. So pretty interesting history there. Let me show me the cards down.
I don't want to distract you while you're opening.
So we're going with label on the back is from where again now? U.S., right?
That's U.S. or U.K.
Okay. I'm pretty certain that these, well, I guess it could be U.K. because I did acquire some of those. But I think
you don't keep them
this
sorted?
Not really. I thought it would be like intuitively obvious from like the labeling, you know? But so I'm pretty sure this is likely from my pledge. So it's actually bittersweet when I'm like, oh, I could own those cards, right?
you could have some major regret from this.
Yeah, because I remember like one of the first openings I did, because what I was doing is I offered like a few of mine. It's like one of the very few things that I personally own that I've ever sold for Sorcery. I usually just do consignment and, you know, do stuff for the artists or auction for community members. But I opened a few of my own in some of the first breaks I did. And I remember I opened the King of the Realm, I think, was maybe in my first box opening. And that was a pretty epic one. You know, it's a big-time card and one of Tony's most famous cards, I would say. All right, try to open these cleanly in case I want to. I always keep these packs and then might use them for display in some way in the future. Let me get these out cleanly on the edges. All right, there we go. All right, another one in the books. Look at that. Nice clean face. It's probably the pack will be worth like a $500 someday. Just the wrapper. You know how like old like wrappers and empty booster boxes are worth stuff from years ago? Be hilarious. All right, let's see what we got here. I'm going to mix them up too, so we don't know, like, I'm going to mix it first so we don't know if, like, the Atlas card is a unique or elite. Because I see there is one Atlas site. Let me count this 15. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. All right, and only one Atlas card today. So that is pretty interesting and pretty typical. Usually only a few of those, sometimes none. So the Atlas sites are particularly... Are you finding in the data that the Atlas sites are particularly rare at all rarity levels? Have you analyzed that?
I don't think I have.
Okay.
From what I've seen, I think they're in line with the. I mean, there's fewer of them.
Yeah.
Total, but I think they're in line in terms of rarity with the others. A couple of the most rare ordinaries are sites. I think it's one of the towers. I forget which one. Is it Dark Tower? No, it's the other tower. Drawing a blank. Lone Tower, and one of the villages. Only 5 copies of ordinaries, which is really low for ordinary.
That is, yeah, that's pretty interesting. Because you'd think the towers, I know I've pulled a bunch of those, of various ones. But yeah, only a handful of each is insane.
Yeah, there's a lot of the other ones. Like the Dark Tower has 16, but the Lone Tower only 5.
I wonder if that's just random odds, because like we see here, there's only oftentimes 1 or less, 1 or 0, or sometimes like I think you know, the most I've gotten is a few in a pack, Atlas cards in general, and then it ends up being sometimes a basic land, sometimes there's other. I guess the real big ones are the ones that are not. I mean, it's interesting because they're the first basic lands like ever made, right? So those became a thing in Magic Alpha, and then. But other non-lands, too, are like, so there's just not a lot of them. I don't mean like multiple copies of each, but just like a lot of variety. Those kind of came later when the set was finalized.
Yeah, I got some stats actually in the spreadsheet. So there's only about 15% of the cards are sites.
15%? Holy shit. Okay. So in terms of like the set of sample cards that exist, because this was... It's not like the 403 from Alpha. There was still a lot of cards still in development, still not yet envisioned or made, which is really interesting. And as a result of that, I guess as more were introduced and the gameplay matured, the design of these cards changed a lot. Like we saw when we were going through the Red Zone Rogue early test cards, we had a lot of those zero-cost cards with the quick mechanic that you could play on your opponent's turn. That was completely eliminated when it went to Alpha. But we saw that persist through sample cards. And then I remember in the Discord in the very early days, people were providing feedback on that. They said the mechanic was a little difficult, a little inconsistent, sometimes overpowered, a little clunky in terms of gameplay. So they ended up, you know, they did a video on that at one point and said that they liked the idea of being able to play on your opponent's turn to some extent, and it's something they might come back to. But even in Arthurian Legends, it has not worked itself into the game just yet. I think Dodge Roll is the only card you could play on your opponent's turn, to my knowledge.
There's one new one in Arthurian Legend. There's I forget the name, but it makes you stronger.
Oh, interesting.
I think it's +2 power or something like that. It's +4.
Maybe. But you play it on your opponent's turn? How does that work now?
Yeah, when you get attacked, when you value.
Oh, to defend.
Yeah, if you defend it. Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty cool. I like that idea. So they're kind of still dabbling with that concept. I wonder if they did that experimentally, you know, to kind of see how people like it. All right, so let me see. Did I cover everything? What we need to do is pull up the wheel of names. We haven't done that in a while. And I need to replicate it because I'm going to have to do a spin for the Arthurian box giveaway as well. All right. So let me present share screen. All right, we're in business. So we got, I think we have about 11 people. Some bought multiple. I'm just shuffling the wheel here. And we're going to do it for old time's sake. We spin the wheel. And then we're going to get to Arthurian Legends and give away the rest of the box. I preloaded the universal packs from Bearish. If you do it without a tool, it takes a little getting used to, like how to crack those open, and they're very secure when you snap them back into place. It's amazing protection. So I did that beforehand, so I wasn't like messing around with trying to do that live on camera, and so I could handle them delicately too. Although they're pretty durable. It says if you don't follow the instructions, you could break them, but I'd find that pretty hard to do unless you're being super rough with it. All right, here we go, guys. Good luck to all. Get into the main event. We're only, what? I started 45 minutes. That's amazing. Cho for show. So here we go. It's a funny story with Cho. Cho is like the most unlucky bastard we've ever seen in Sorcery. And what happens every time is he just misses on hitting the banger card. He's always like one pull away. He's notorious for that. And as I was printing the labels, I use a label maker, right? The hilarious thing that was destined to happen is that I ran out of labels right when I got to Cho. So I had to handwrite his, and I wrote yes or Cho. Because he's the ultimate jinx. So let's see if hopefully he has a little luck today. He didn't get the Atlas site, of course. That would be too good. But maybe he'll hit the unique or elite slot. So in every pack, there's only one unique or elite, 3 exceptionals, and 11 ordinaries. And it's not always totally perfect, but, you know, more often than not, that's how it is. There's been a few instances where there are only 14 cards. Thank God I counted them. There's 15. I think I had that problem. Did I have that problem once or twice? No. I don't think I ever had only 14 cards. There was 1 or 2 times where there was no elite or unique, which is not great.
3 times total. I think it's twice for you.
Yeah, twice for me, and then once, you know, which is not bad out of 27 packs, 26 packs.
Red Zone Rogue had a missing card in those silver packs.
Yep, I remember that. All right, Cho, here we go. Spin attack. All right, did this become an exceptional in, could have sworn, maybe not. Maybe it still is in ordinary.
It's still ordinary.
Okay. Ordinary magic of radial violence. I love that phrase. Let me pull up my Collector Arthouse YouTube channel, because I want to say, I want to see if that flavor text persisted. And a lot of these, the typeline text rather, the typeline text did change from pre-alpha to alpha, but there was some epic. All right, so that was the same. Ordinary magic of radial violence. They kept that one. But the new mix. So it says target allied minion deals damage equal to its power to other minions near it. It changed to an ally strikes each enemy at its location. Yeah, great artwork by Truitt. When I had him on the channel, he explained the art concept of this, and you know, design's perfectly fitting of the game mechanic, like it often is, where the guy's attacking with radial violence, striking and hitting 3 of these dragons. I think, as I recall, he also said these were green dragons originally, and then he changed them to red, and it made it pop more. So it seems like a cool design choice. I'll have to ask him if he has a picture of that. That'd be pretty interesting. All right. Not bad, Cho. Not amazing per usual, but not bad. All right. So we'll move him from the wheel.
Now you built up the suspense for this card.
Yeah. He's West Coast, so he might be sleeping. All right, Mad Dog. He had 1 in the pack. All right, so
I didn't get the topic card. That's the 12th spin attack. I forget my job.
12.
You got 1
okay.
job, Eric.
Yeah. I forgot about that. All right, only 12 copies of Spin Attack. Here we go for Mad Dog. Ooh, Maddening Bells, the Elite. There's the hit of the pack.
There it is.
There it is. Wow, early. Man, dude, there's a guy that's like been asking me for 2 years if I've hit a Maddening Bells. So he's going to be on the prowl for this. This is his favorite card, a guy out in Asia. So if he's watching, he's probably losing his mind right now. Is this the first ever discovered of Maddening Bells?
Only the second one.
Wow.
And the other one was one of the early ones. Let me see which one that was. Team Covenant. So it's one of the art packs from Team Covenant was the first one.
All right. So we have a silver pack from Kickstarter, and then there was a pre-alpha art pack. So the first Kickstarter Maddening Bells that we know of ever discovered here on the channel today. Maddening Bells. So let's take a look. Let me go to the Drew Tucker page. Collector Arthouse, and let's see how this changed. So it's an elite. It shows you like how very rare these elites are. Again, only 2 copies, first ever discovered from Kickstarter packs, and it stayed an elite An elite relic of delirious dissonance. So it changed to dreadful dissonance. 4 to cast is the same. It's still a relic. It says nearby minions lose spellcaster, and nearby avatars can't cast non-minion spells. It changed to spells cast by a nearby spellcaster cost 2 more to cast. And they added a flavor text that says, I can't hear myself think. It's hilarious. Wow, that's a big hit, man. Drew Tucker. Such an amazing artwork, too. It just perfectly captures the madness from the noise of the bell driving him nuts. I don't know if there's any significance in the symbology up front, too. I never really considered that. But typically when you ask Drew, he doesn't give you a straight answer. He's like, yeah, maybe, you know? It's however you want to interpret it. He loves the storytelling and art. Wow, great hit, man. Amazing. Pop 2. All right. Back to the wheel.
Pop 2, none in the precons.
Awesome. All right, Savage Knuckler. He had one. Savage, okay. He had just one in the deck. And... all right, off the top. Royal Dromedary. The first non-site Atlas. This is the only non-Atlas card from Kyle Calazans in Alpha. A really iconic card. Eric did a video in the very early days. He often like highlighted his card and said like this kind of showcases the flavor of the game where you have an otherwise ordinary beast, indifferent beast, as the type line text says, but it has like it just has like a certain flavor and flair to it. So I think like the power level too. So it was one in a threshold, fire threshold to cast.
The cost, yeah.
Yeah, I think the cost changed on this.
So
this
there's only the precons. The alpha is the same. The precons have a difference. The sample precons have 0 cost.
Oh, very interesting. Okay, so we have difference between the precons.
Yep. The beast cycle. I'll hang you a video on it. Yep. So the 4 1-cost beasts for each element. Yeah, this is. You'd think there'd be a lot of these, but there's only 9. There's only 9 plus the precons.
Wow. Wow, single digits. Yeah, and I remember, so in the early days, like before Alpha came out, that's really when I started with auctions on the Sorcery community Facebook group, and then I expanded it to the Collector Arthouse Discord because I was finding a lot of people were not on Facebook. They hate Facebook. So I started doing, like, mirroring the auctions in both places, which I still do to that day, but it was pre-Alpha. The only cards that existed were these sample cards, and I was able to acquire a lot of the pre-con deck cards, as well as some of those art pack cards. So a lot of those early auctions that I did probably, what is it? It had to be 2 to 3 years ago. I think it was mostly in 2022, early 2022 though, before the Kickstarter happened. There was a mix. A lot of those were from the silver art packs and also several from the pre-con deck. So we saw that I offered a lot of those beast cycle cards that had the differences between pre-con and art pack, now that you mention it. So another interesting piece of history there. All right. Cafe Gambit. Gambit's on the wheel 3 times. He's a major player, major collector of sample cards. Has an amazing collection. I think he's been grading several of them too, which is interesting. Oh, yeah, he has a pretty unicorn collection, I would say. So let's see. Oh, what did I remove? Hang on. I gotta add my camera back to the stage. I removed it. Now it's looking to be all hosed up. There we go. All right. Here we go. 1 of 3 Gambit. So he's going to miss like the high-end hit, but there's 3 exceptionals. The exceptionals are also incredibly rare. Ooh, Root Spider. So the Melissa Benson. Burrowing. If this spider is burrowed, minions on that site can't move away. 3 to cast, 3 power level. Go to the Benson page and see how this one has evolved. Yeah, so it's 3, 2 power level. So a lot of these, a lot of the power level was kind of nerfed, so to speak, or reduced when it ultimately went to alpha. A lot of these sample cards were pretty OP. This went from ordinary to exceptional, so a nice change there in rarity. An ordinary beast with a trap of lace changed to an exceptional beast with a snare of silk. The burrowing was retained. It says if this spider is burrowed, minions on that site can't move away, and in alpha, while root spider is burrowed, minions directly above it are disabled. So similar game mechanic effect, but different power level, different rarity.
This is the 13th copy. And just as an idea, with the 345 known sample cards, 81 changed rarity. So it's still pretty nice to be able to
Okay,
those.
wow.
About what?
And only 13? Pop 13, you say?
Pop 13.
Okay. Very nice. All right. Ghost Pants or all right, Ghost Pants. He has 2 in the deck. Ghost for 2.
That name.
Yeah, he's been in on a lot of the breaks too. He usually gets a couple.
Yeah.
So there's a few avid sample collectors. The packs are getting really scarce. I'll probably still do more breaks in the future, but I used to do them like almost weekly. Now it's like maybe every couple months. I don't know. We'll either do one more before Christmas or we'll see. Maybe after Thanksgiving, between Thanksgiving and Christmas. Plume Pegasus. I know I've opened several of these. And I did I do a behind the art feature article, or I did a post on maybe the Facebook community group. I talked to Melissa Benson about this, and the history on this was like the concept that she did for Jesper Mirfors for Alpha with the Mesa Pegasus, right? And then he asked her to change the design of it so the Mesa Pegasus has a different vantage point essentially on the Pegasus, but she was able to revive that for Sorcery Alpha and actually use it for Sorcery Alpha. So there's like a sketch version. I think I have like a magazine, like an old Scry magazine or something. I forget if it was Scry or one of the other ones, but it had this sketch in it, and it kind of talked about the art concept of it. And now you see it come to life in Sorcery, and she was able to finish it and paint it, and it's a beautiful artwork. It really pops. Speaking of pops, so there's 2 Bensons in a row.
Speaking of pops, so this is the most pulled one, 19 copies, along with the Puff Turtles.
So the most common ordinary rarity sample card.
It's still only 19 pulls.
Yeah, what's interesting, so Eric's such a perfectionist. The sample card is called Plume Pegasus. In Alpha, he changed it to Plumed Pegasus, which is probably more like technically correct, right? It's plumed is like a adjective. An ordinary beast soars high with pride, and that changed to an ordinary beast of extraordinary extravagance. So there's a lot of alliteration that they went to in Alpha. Airborne, and then the flavor text change. It says, to see the Pegasus fly is to feel the spirit soar, which is really nice. I love the type line and the flavor text on this. In Alpha, it says, thereupon I could not breathe, but sighs were pardoned upon me. To see the Pegasus fly is to feel the spirit soar. Okay, so they kept that element of feel the spirit soar. That last line, actually. To see the Pegasus fly is to see the spirit soar. But I love the simplicity of this one. I'm surprised he actually didn't retain that, because it just like, the balanced text just looks so good aesthetically in the mechanic. But yeah, beautiful card. I love the look of it. The color saturation on the samples were actually very nice as well. It kind of changed for alpha, and then it changed back again for beta. Became more, I don't know, just pops more. All right. So we got, what, 10 left. A fourth.
We haven't hit any exceptionals yet. Right?
Yeah. Dead King says, go Bills. Big day for the Bills. Yeah, we still got a few exceptionals to go. Where's A fourth? There we go. He's got 2 in the pack. He claimed the last 2 to help us get this sold out. So thanks to him for that. And good luck. 3 exceptionals out of 10 left to go. Unearth. Here we go. This is a great one because it's 0 to cast. Excuse me.
Ooh,
name change, quick mechanics.
6th copy. Oh, no, 10,
wow,
sorry.
6th copy.
Oh, sorry, 10. Logged in the wrong column. 6 from the pledge packs, 10 total.
Oh, so it's in the precons, you're saying?
No, the art pack, and I have to separate in the
gotcha.
The silver pack, pledge pack, and art pack.
Okay.
Yep.
So yeah, the 0 cast quick mechanic, that is like a sub collecting category that's very popular in these sample cards. If I find it, it's now called Raise Dead. So a major name change. It's 4 to cast and 2 threshold, so it's very different. It went from ordinary to exceptional. Ordinary quick magic bursts up from below, change the exceptional magic of unsettling necromancy. So unburrow a minion, draw a spell if the minion unburrowed near a spellcaster of yours. And then in the alpha version, summon a random dead minion. So this was a very, very powerful card because it procced on your opponent's turn and allowed you to draw a card, which is, yeah, pretty incredible. And a friend of mine down in Florida bought this original painting. Looks really sick. He shared it in the Collector Arthouse Discord a while back, maybe in the community group as well. That's a nice one from Tony.
Some people like to collect the subset of the quick magics, especially the ordinary quick magics, because there's quite a few, but not too many. I think I've got 22 quick magics total, about half are ordinary. So it makes a little nice little practical subset.
It's smart too. I think if like some of these people like dump these sample cards for like $200 to $300, if you can get those ordinary quick magics, I think, which I'm probably messing it up for everybody now by saying that, but I think those would be fun ones to chase. I think they're really historic, and just having a different mechanic change that may resurface in the future, I think is going to age well. All right, Ghost Pants. Oh, the gnomes. So as I recall, I think this artwork was included in the collector tier art giveaway, or not giveaway. If you pledge at the collector level to 24 people, the original painting for this one was given out. And yeah, that's an awesome painting. I always love this one from Vasily. Everything Vasily does is incredible. I'm actually expecting a delivery from Vasily tomorrow, I think, finally. It takes weeks to ship from Russia, but there'll be not a lot, but like maybe a handful or so, maybe like 5 to 10 prints he's sending me. So I'll offer those through the Collector Arthouse Patreon. They're prints from, I think there's... what did we end up settling on? The Grim Reaper, I think there's a couple of those, and then like a few different ones from Arthurian Legends. Really, his work in Arthurian Legends is really beautiful. So I'll announce that in Patreon probably tomorrow or Tuesday, but I just wanted to give people a heads up on that. And Artist Proofs will be coming eventually from Vasily. So I've been talking to him about that. That'll be really exciting. All right, how many of the gnomes are out there in the wild?
Only 7.
Wow, 7 for an ordinary rarity. All right. So it's 2 to cast, but 2 power level. It became 1 and 1 with 1 threshold. Another one that goes from ordinary to exceptional. So do you have a recording of how many rarity changes we've had?
There is, yeah. I think let's see. Let me pull up that sheet. I think it was 81. I said. Yep.
Oh,
81 rarity changes.
You're right. Okay.
Yep. About 42 name changes and 81 rarity changes. And then you can even see what they are. You can filter the spreadsheet.
Yeah, that's awesome.
By card name in.
And I think I've pinned the spreadsheet in the Discord, and it's also in the Collector Arthouse. If you go to the sample card page on the Collector's Corner, I'll show that in the link, in a moment, how to find that. So yeah, rarity change. An ordinary spirit crops up unexpectedly. That change to exceptional gnomes not nearly nabbed. Alliteration. Burrowing. These gnomes may unburrow at any site in the span of earth they are within. At the end of your turn, you may burrow them. And then it changed to, at the end of your turn, Nizmath gnomes may burrow. All right, so similar mechanic. But these gnomes may unburrow at any site in the span of earth they are within. Wow. A lot of interesting flavor on that one. And pretty rare, too. That's incredible. All right, so if I go back to the page, if you go to Collector's Corner and then Sample Card Gallery, I haven't updated this in ages, but this shows a lot of, like I was talking earlier, I auctioned a lot of the art packs and the precons in the early days. This link right here, Sorcery Sample Cards Google Sheets, is what Eric is citing right now. He maintains this link to the Google Sheets. I'll go ahead and click that really quick. So if you go here, you have all the data of all of the publicly pulled sample cards, population report, number of, all the different changes as you're reciting here on the stream. If the rarity changed, you got to change rarity column. Even the mana cost, like how those changed, the type. Amazing collation of data there. It's a great resource.
Yep.
All right,
so when I'm on the stream, I'm just reading right off of this spreadsheet, updating it and reading off the data in there. So it's all
yeah, and I appreciate you coming on because it's you know how to filter the data quickly. Much more efficient. This would be like a 5-hour stream if I had the data mine and figured out. All right, Eric F. So I think this is Eric's first break, and wish him well here. I met him at SorceryCon. It's great. I met so many new people, like people I've known in Discord or Facebook for ages, and he was there at SorceryCon. Ooh, Amazon Warriors. This is a hugely popular artwork by Elvira. Of course, one of the original Collector Arthouse patrons bought this original painting. I think this was in collector tier, and someone unbelievably, inexplicably decided to sell it. I know who sold it too. He's a good guy, but yeah, I think he just needed to raise cash. So that happens sometimes. It's rare that paintings are resold and come back on the market, but yeah, one of my early patrons had an opportunity to buy this, and it looks beautiful. He did an amazing golden frame, as I recall. Looks incredible. All right, so what's the data on this one?
13 plus precons. There's 2 in each precon.
Okay. So 13 from the packs, plus 2 from each precon. There's like maybe 4 or 5 sets of those that we know of. Wow, this changed. Look how much this changed. They were mammoths before. 5 to cast, 6 power body. Huge. And it's okay, so it's still 5. It went from 5 to 5. I was looking at the wrong card. So it's still big, but it's more balanced. You see a lot. The casting cost and the power is sometimes balanced. So 5. If you get more stats for the cost, you know, that typical TCGs, that's very powerful. So they kind of neutralized that a little bit in alpha, became 5 and 5. Ordinary. So again, this is really cool because it's mythics. The type changed. Ordinary mythics preparing for war. And alpha changed to ordinary mortals of magnificent stature.
It's the classic ordinary mythic.
Yeah. So 13th copy discovered. Yeah, mythics. So I have some spellcraft cards that have the mythics type. Oh, that was something else I was going to show as we were going through the history of everything. I guess we won't do it today in the interest of time, but I have the Red Zone Rogue cards, all these sealed sample packs, and then the spellcraft is kind of like the compilation of all the early era first print cards, some home printed by Eric and others officially by the official printer in China. All right, 7 left. Let me make sure we have 7 cards.
So we got 20. There's 21 mythics, or mythic beast. One sea serpent is a mythic beast, and then the rest we've got either mythic or mythics.
Only 21. Okay. All right, Dr. G. Doc G, right on top. This is not to be mistaken with Gambit. It's a different Dr. G. I sanitized his name. It's a controversial name. Oh, Roaming Monster. I love this one early on. Well, this was 5 to cast and 4 power levels, inverted. It was actually kind of expensive for the cost. But it's so the history on this one says an ordinary monster appears out of nowhere. And in alpha, they changed it out of the blue, right? So the flavor text says out of the blue. I want to say in alpha, I think they changed the type line text to say that. Let me see. But you know, Eric had commented that was purely coincidental. Like he didn't really make the correlation, or Jeff easily didn't know that that's what it would say when he did this blue, where he's literally emerging out of the blue. Yeah. So my memory serves correctly here in this case. The casting cost stayed the same. It's still roaming monster, but it says an ordinary monster appears out of nowhere. That changed in alpha to they liked the out of the blue aspect, so the type line changed to an ordinary monster from out of the blue. And then it says, here's Brawny for the flavor text. So that was the swap there. Maybe summon to any site in alpha, summon this monster to any site. So same mechanic.
So that's the 12th copy plus 1 in each precon.
Okay. Damn.
Do you know anything about the art from that, like the origins of it? Because I've seen some comparison to an old Hero Quest card.
Oh, I don't know. I could ask easily. I never asked him about it specifically. I just knew that tidbit about the out of the blue from Eric's comments. Hero's Quest? Yeah, remind me later. I'll ask easily.
Yeah.
I want to ask him anyway when he's doing more artist proofs, because it's been a while. We've auctioned a few. They've done really well. He's such a legend. I was actually talking to Sudlow yesterday, and he said, he was like, hey, man, when's Jeff going to do some more artist proofs? I was like, I don't know. I don't know what he's been up to. He said they're buddies from TSR days. They worked in the studio together. So we'll see if he can get him motivated to do a few more. All right, Kenton D. He has one in the break here. So we should still have a few more exceptionals coming, right? Okay,
I don't think
Riptide.
you get any Riptide, yes.
So Martha Molina. Again, she
10th
does a lot
copy.
of landscape atlas site work, so she didn't have a lot of magic spells in alpha. So let's take a look here and see how this evolved. So it's still
10
two to
total
cast.
and 1 from the precons.
How many from the packs?
10 from the packs, 1 from each
Okay.
precon.
All right, wow. So these ordinaries are still very
So
rare.
still less than normal. They're kind of the average is what do they have? The average is 11.73 copies of each ordinary.
Okay, so it's a little bit below average. Ordinary magic to trap the unwary. Change the ordinary magic to catch the unwary. So just change trap to catch. Move target minion to an adjacent water site. Draw a spell. So again, the draw mechanic makes this interesting. Target water site pulls in an above ground unit it's adjacent to, and you draw a card. So move target minion to an adjacent water site. Ah, okay. Yeah, so it pulls it to a water site. I guess it's a similar effect. With slight change, actually pretty similar. So I guess this played well in pretest, and they kept that pretty similar in the final alpha version. So of course the sample cards have the copyright symbol. They changed that to the alpha symbol for alpha, and then they went back to the copyright symbol for Ethereum Legends, and came up with a new way to do the set symbol, which is cool. All right, so back to the wheel. 5 to go. Getting through it. I'm getting hit up for those metal badges. Remember, you can claim those on the Collector Arthouse Patreon. I think still a few full sets left. Those are popular. A lot of people are claiming the full sets of all 3. But there's a lot of the Queen and the Sir Lancelot. If anybody wants just those 2, there'll be a lot of opportunity for those. All right, Cafe Open. All right, so Cafe Open is going to get the only Atlas card in the pack. So we're looking for an exceptional.
Right.
It's fun to get a basic site, but it's great to get a non-basic as well.
That'd be cool.
All right. Ah, the Rustic Village. All right.
Village. Let me see if that's the rare one. That's not the rare one. We've got 17 copies of that.
17, okay. So not bad still of an ordinary. Yeah, you see, I guess, more copies of the Atlas sites because you see there's less of them overall, but there's some redundancy in those. I love Modesty, so I think any Modesty hit is awesome. I own the Humble Village back there somewhere on the ground in the corner. Is the original for the Humble Village. The Rustic Village, an ordinary
How
site
large
of
are these?
fertility. What's that?
How large are the original? How large are the original paintings?
Oh, it's about it's like 8 by 12-ish, I would say, or 9 by 12 maybe. Landscape style. Looks really good. I have it so I framed it with a thick matting, like a wide matting, and so it displays really nicely. It makes it appear larger. So summon a foot soldier. All right. So basic sites, any Atlas cards are always great. That's a solid hit. We got what, 4 more to go? Let's go. All right, we still got 2 for Gambit, A4th, and Milton Med we have not landed on yet. Gambit. Okay.
So simple Village is the rare one. Only 5 simple villages out there.
Okay. Wow, only 5. It's incredible.
Yeah.
All right, back to Gambit.
Plus the precons.
Yep. Yeah, of course the precons have them. Wall of Fire, an ordinary aura of
This is actually
pyromancy.
a rare one. Oh no,
Really?
Wall of Ice is rare. There's 11 of these. So, but
11.
I was
All right.
thinking it's Wall of Ice is the rare one.
Yeah. So it's about that average level you were citing, 11 and change.
Yep. 11 and 12.
So these
and
became
then in the
these
precons don't have walls.
Oh, okay. Awesome. So they were 1 to cast. Now in alpha it's 2. It's still an ordinary. Type line text changed a little bit. Oh my god, you got a whole paragraph for the mechanic. So I won't get into it in the interest of time. But of course they streamlined that. There's very few cards that have like that much cluttered extensive text. I think that's something they really tried to clean up. That's a really cool artwork actually so it's pretty saturated on the sample card here. But there's really a lot going on there. I feel like when you look at it, it kind of draws your eye to the firewall itself, and you kind of miss the detail down here. But when you see the foil and the full art, you get a real appreciation for kind of like the the fire or lava flow that's going on beneath. Really nice artwork by Matt. Matt seemed a little bummed out he wasn't on Arthurian Legends. Hopefully he'll be in the future sets. He did several for Alpha, but he said, I remember he made a comment on Facebook that he's like, Arthurian would have been a cool set to paint for. He's good. He's kind of like, I feel like he's like Aranja art in a sense that like he can do a lot more than was showcased in the game. Like Aranja or Rafaela Ketch was like pretty limited scope conceptually of what she did in Alpha. Of course, Atlantean Fate was awesome, but then she did the 3 deserts. But it looks like she's teasing that she's doing more for the future set. And like 8 pieces, I think she said. And her portfolio of work beyond sorcery is really impressive. So I'm excited to see what she does in the future. All right, Mill2 Med. Frost Nova. All right. Wow, this is a great exceptional because it has this amazing splash damage grid, which is like that's what I really loved about the pre-alpha cards. A lot of that went away. There's still some, but not quite as much as there was pre-alpha, and it's a Francesca Berald who's big time artist in the game.
Right. That's only the 3rd copy pulled.
Wow. The exceptionals are crazy rare. So it's 3 to cast, it's now 4 to cast. The grid is completely gone. It's stayed exceptional magic of explosive cold. In alpha, it's an exceptional explosion of Arctic magic. So in alpha, freeze nearby enemy minions. They're disabled until your next turn. All right, so these freeze effects are not usually super powerful when it's just freeze, in my experience in games. So I'm not sure that sees a lot of play per se. But with the splash damage, it used to do 3 at all nearby minions surrounding where you're casting it from, and then 1 on the periphery. So deal damage to enemy minions and avatars around your spellcaster. Tap damaged minions. They do not untap next turn. So essentially, you freeze them and you hit them for 3, and you also have some range effect too. Man, that was like super powerful pre-alpha.
Yeah, I got a big nerf.
Yeah, what a dramatic change. That's it. I wonder how those will age. Like those ones that were like powerhouses pre-alpha, but they're probably don't see a lot of meta play in the actual game. That's like a inverted scenario where it's kind of like niche. Like people really need to discover how it used to work to find that interesting. Or you whip it out in combat and surprise somebody. Be like, wait a minute, that's not how it works. That'd be hilarious. All right, Gambit, and then we're going to finish with A4th for a second.
I think these are just exceptionals left, aren't they? I think Frost Nova was the first exceptional.
Wow. Okay. All right, so these guys are going to do well. Closing strong. Spirit Lich. Awesome. Another Vasily. An exceptional undead watches over the realm. Spellcaster, range +1, summon only on your tower. This Lich can't move. So it had to be placed on a tower site, which is pretty limiting, I guess. Maybe not if you play it in, depends on the deck archetype you're playing. And if it's not dual element. So Vasily Ermolayev. Let's take a look at how this changed.
5 copies.
Okay, wow.
All 5 from the pledge packs, not a single art pack or silver pack.
Wow. Awesome. So super rare. The exceptionals are incredibly rare. Again, those are the target opportunity, in my opinion. The pop size on these are wild. If anybody wants a specific card that's an exceptional, they're going to have a hard time finding them on the market. So it's now 3 to cast, 1 power level. It used to be 2 and 3, so it's super powerful stat-wise. An exceptional undead watches over the realm. Change to an exceptional undead towers above. If Spiral Lich is atop a tower, it has +2 power, ranged, and spellcaster. All right, so pretty. It had spellcaster, range +1. It changed to +2, and it also could not move. But you want to keep it on your tower anyway, so pretty interesting. That's a nice one. Do you have that Gambit? Hey, what's up, Nerd and Proud of It? Do you have that Gambit? I know you got a big collection, man, but there's only 5 of those, so I'm not sure if you own that one. All right, so A4th is the last. We got to do the obligatory.
It was in the pre-cons too, I should say. Both the Frost Nova and Spiral Lich had 1 copy in the pre-cons.
Obligatory last spin for A4th.
All right.
And then we can retire this wheel. Yeah. All right, then we're going to kill that wheel. And then we have another wheel of names for the box giveaway. We'll open some Arthurian Legends. All right, here we go.
Right.
All right, Mariner's Curse, you were right. 3 exceptionals to close out. That's awesome how that worked out. I guess I didn't shuffle too well, but the fact that they came at the end is perfect.
Yeah.
Man, so Mariner's Curse, I think our guy down in Florida, Trinity Games, loves this card. It's his favorite in the set from Elvira Palakowska. He's into he lives in Florida, you know, so he probably fishes.
The Mariner's Curse, not in the precons. It's the 6th copy pulled.
Wow.
So I think,
Okay.
let me check the stats here, but
3 and 2 threshold now in alpha.
1 exceptional that has 8 copies, and then none for 7, and then 11 have 6. So
Okay. An exceptional aura of Unforgiving Seas, an exceptional aura of Wrongs Not Forgiven. Conjure on 2 or 4 sites, of which at least 1 is a water site. Minions in the affected sites are forcibly submerged and can't surface if those sites are water sites. Now in Alpha, whenever a minion enters an affected water site, submerge it and return Mariner's Curse to its owner's hand. Very cool. I think I have several of these artist proofs left too. On the Collector Arthouse Discord, I have them listed. They're available for direct sale, priced based on rarity. For the artist proofs, and she does the detailed ink sketches on the back. All right, so reviewing, we got the Mariner's Curse, Spiral Lich, and Frost Nova were our 3 exceptionals. All are very limited, single-digit number of copies exist, as you would expect for exceptionals. Then we have the Wall of Air, Simple Village, Riptide, Roaming Monster, Warriors, Gnomes, Unearth, Pegasus, Root Spider, Dromedary. Maddening Bells was a big hit, and a Spin Attack. So the Maddening Bells, the first ever discovered from the sample packs. Aside from, you said there was one in an art pack from Team Covenant?
yes.
First Kickstarter copy. Awesome. All right, man. I'm going to get into the AL box. You're welcome to stick around if you want. Or watch behind the scenes, but we're going to get through these packs. What did I do? 1 break of AL? Had in the bearish case there. These are real nice. They slide into the shutter door. And it's on the bottom, so you don't see the bearish logo when it's loaded up. You know, it looks more like this. The perfect true fit. Perfectly clear. These cases are amazing. And then the packaging. So I was talking about the packaging earlier. Now they do have... They're starting to print these here with the new logo design from Severin Pinot. Did all of the beers. And did I show that? The beer art? So she surprised me. Oh, she sent me something one time. And she included the sketches she did for the Bearish Brothers. I feel bad that they don't own this. They want this badly. But these were the sketches for all the logos she did for their... Well, at least 4 of them, right? So there might have been like a couple of these she did. But each one represents a different game that Bearish acrylic cases does. So I think here's the Sorcery one, of course. And then each of these represents a different TCG that they make custom acrylic cases for. So really nice sketches. It says, for Mike, studies for Bearish with all my friendship. Amities, French word, she always says. Pinot, 2024. So really cool. It's hard to tell on camera, but that's pretty large size. And actually, while we're here, that reminds me, I have creeping in the background a little something from Severin that's going to be coming at some point. I don't know if we're going to do it below the holidays because the art market's kind of in flux. But first of all, there's a discount code in Collector Arthouse Patreon at the paid tiers for these from Ed Bear Jr. Let me move this aside. I had to move this anyway to get behind it for the Severin piece. But this is a canvas G-Lee print. And people often think this is the original. It's amazing stretch board. Really nice quality by Ed. They're all numbered. And there's different variants. Like you can get, he paints this like dragon in the corner. Yeah, this one has the golden dragon remark, they call it. It's hard to see. I don't know if you can see it, but I don't know. The quality looks absolutely incredible. The detail is wild on those.
Yeah, ever since I saw that painting, that thing's amazing.
Yeah. And then, all right. So we have a painting that'll be coming from Severin. Oil on canvas. It's too much glare. Oil on canvas, mounted on panel. Severin, 2022 is when this was painted. All right, so it's on this canvas panel, 40 by 60 is how it's marked. Our friends in Europe got to see this. This is a freaking iconic piece right here. Absolutely amazing. The Queen Guinevere. I took a few pictures of this. It's gonna look terrible in this lighting. I'm trying to get it without glare, but this looks absurdly great in person. Let me try. I gotta get an angle without glare.
Too bad I'm on my phone. I can't see it.
Oh, it's so refined and gorgeous. It just looks like. I mean, I'll do a video like I typically do, and a little dust on there. The video is the best way to kind of capture the essence of it, because it's really hard to do in still image and with different lighting and whatnot. Let me lay this flat to protect it. But that'll be coming for auction at some point in the coming weeks or months. So stay tuned for that one. I took all these prints back from, forgot I had these back there too. I'll show this really quick. These are from Mikhail Nagypal. So he had these at SorceryCon. For those that missed SorceryCon, gonna have an opportunity at these great prints. They almost look like, you know, like when you print like photos, it's like got that glossy, like real nice quality finish. They're nice size too. So as we auction his artist proofs, I brought back the artist proofs that he still had after SorceryCon. So there's several pieces, and then I'll offer included with the artist proof in these auctions the print of each of these. Some of them there were not artist proofs from, so if anyone's interested in any of these particular artworks, could sell those separately as well. But otherwise, we're going to include them with the auctions of the matching artist proof card. The tadpole pool. I think I have a couple of those playmats too, which are pretty cool. So I got several of the towers, Holy Ground, tadpole pool, Plague of Frogs looks incredible. It's so colorful. I think Mikhail said that's his favorite piece from Sorcery that he did. Still got a bunch of Time Stop prints. We got one Ancient Dragon embellished print and one Occult Ritual from Lindsay Crummett. What else? Got a bunch from Vincent Pompetti. Highland Princess, Pirate Ship. A lot of his classics. All right, so 11 packs went to participants. They're going to go in that bearish case, as I showed at the start of the show when no one was watching. And where did I put that? Over here. Under the relentless crowd. So we got this bad boy. Each person to participate in the sample pack break is going to get a pack within a bearish case like that. So I'll ship it out just like that. And then the rest of the box here that came from. So there was 11, right? So there's probably, 24 packs. Do some clutch math. 13 packs left. I'm going to open these, and then I'll send those cards off to someone who hits on the wheel. So let's go to the wheel and figure out who's going to get these. And then we'll open them up. Where'd my wheel go? All right. There we go. All right. So shuffle it up. Got all the contestants listed. 15 names. So if people bought multiple, they're on the list multiple times. It's only fair they get improved odds since they paid more into the break. We'll see where it lands. Savage Knuckler? All right. Knuckler it is. Congrats, man. So he acquired the, just showing the prints, the Dead of Night Demon. I got to send him. He's going to have a large, I got to put that in a large box. It's a lot of stuff I got to send him. The Dead of Night Demon sample card and the, all of these packs. And what sample card did he hit? Let's see. Yes or Cho? Savage hit the Ral Dromedary. That's right. Nice. So he gets a Dromedary.
He already has a copy of that.
Oh, did you say that? Okay.
I think pulled it last time. I think was a comment in the chat.
Oh, really?
It's a while back now.
Oh my God! What are the odds of that? That's insane.
Yeah.
So he hits a Dromedary and The 11 packs. Nice, man. Knighthood. Wow, that pops. All right. So to Sir Tristan, hit a unique off the bat.
Okay, that's one of those fake fake uniques.
Oh, is it?
The one,
They
yeah,
have-
you play at unique rarity, but they're pulled at elite rarity.
Oh, common cottagers. So I forgot there was there's a they revealed a new cottagers as a, I forgot how they're going to use it. Is it a dust reward? In the at SorceryCon in their
Right, that was
presentation.
mentioned. Something
Yep.
about that.
It's a beautiful new artwork by my guy Andrea Modesti. I forgot that there was a copy in the original set though too. That's awesome. So it's like an alternate art essentially. It's a beautiful artwork though. I love that. The Pukas. I saw this at the IX Art Show with Drew Tucker. Saw this one. So Heidi Talifer had this at SorceryCon. What do you think about? Stop me if I miss a curio.
Yeah, you just
So I
got to
get
check the
distracted.
squares.
Yeah, I was just checking that. The Pond. I helped Sam sell this one. One of the Patreon members
Love
bought
that
that.
art. It's one of my
Yeah.
favorite arts.
Yeah, it's incredible. So what do you think about, like, some people are nervous Wave 2 is coming to market here, and Wave 1 was like fairly sizable, although it was like kind of cut by some of the distributors. It seemed like PhD had a large quantity and Soho had less. Now I'm hearing Soho has a bunch, and PhD we thought wasn't going to have it or have as much, but it ended up, now I'm hearing that PhD you can order from. So they actually did get supply, as you would think they would. So people are worried, like, do we need more supply at this point? Then you have like Rudy, who kind of, there's a map policy that says you need to sell around like 10% below. I think it's 10% below MSRP is your minimum advertising price. But he did his bundle concept where his pricing was well below that. I think if you
Right.
bought enough, it was close to $100 a box. So it seems like the market has pivoted to around $100 a box or a little bit above that. So people are a little worried about price stability, or if that will get absorbed and sell out and we'll have like a drought again until the next wave, and maybe it seems to kind of gravitate back towards MSRP eventually. What do you think?
I mean, I'm not worried about the prices and things. Like, they should be relatively cheap now. That's how it normally works. We shouldn't expect prices to go up
Yeah.
right away. I mean, we want it's still a game. That's the main thing. Players need their cards. It's as long as just don't overprint, over the course of the next year before the next set comes out. Not too concerned about that. I mean, I've been following your discussions on the Discord for the Rudy thing, and yeah, I mean, there's got to be clear rules, and people got to follow the rules, whatever that is.
Yeah.
So if it's okay to do it behind a Patreon, then let us know. If not, then don't do it.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, if it's legitimate, I mean, as long as it's clear that if you're doing it like privately in your own private venue, which is Patreon would qualify as that, then if map doesn't apply in that scenario, then everyone's going to do that, right? If he skirted policy, then everyone gets pissed off because it seems like a prime partner is selling below map, and
Right.
it affects the market. It's just so public because everyone knows. I mean, whether it's done privately or not, everyone knows Rudy's pricing gets shared all over the place. So it's going to have an impact on the market regardless, and kind of drive things down,
Yeah.
at least in the near term.
I mean, it's pretty normal as long as the prices don't like crater, even where they can't even make a profit selling them. But it's just the way it is with all the online sales. I'd prefer if it was more local.
Yeah.
Hopefully over
Yep.
time they can shift to do more local store support and less online stuff, but it'll take some time.
Yeah, I think that becomes like a natural function
Don't have that
of
one yet.
demand, really. The Felnabo. If there's local demand, then the LGSs do just fine selling it to their local customers, right? But while the game is kind of like thin, like a lot of people are saying like, oh, the game's doing fairly well in my area. There's usually like 10 to 15 people that come out consistently. It's not a lot, right? Like that means you're going to sell, unless they're like power buyers, you're not going to move a lot of volume locally doing that. So
Yeah.
a lot of these stores also go to online to kind of increase their sales.
Oh
And
yeah,
then
I understand it. It's just
yeah. Increasing their spend with the distributor also helps them with prioritization power for future releases. So it's a tough dynamic. The game just needs to grow. Arc Lightning, Vincent. That's cool.
Yeah, I mean, the whole TCG industry is built around every few months you have a new set. So
yeah. So that was the other thing.
Sorcery
People are
doesn't fit in that
saying
system.
like, yeah, people are. So how do you deal with that and sustain interest for a full year without overprinting and saturating the market? My thought on that is like if they, I suggested in my Discord this morning, like maybe what they should do is print like 2/3 or 1/2 of your intended print size for that set at release when demand is super high and it's like surely going to get absorbed, probably around MSRP with pretty good stability. Like we saw, I think it dipped to like 115, maybe 110 on release, but then it gravitated back up to MSRP. So if you print like a large outsized amount, and this was Eric's Curiosa very generously purchased this from Alan Pollock and donated it as a prize at SorceryCon. So someone won this original painting. So shout out to them for doing that. It's very nice. So my thought is like you print a bunch at release and then stagger the other releases, maybe like offer the follow-up inventory at distribution quarterly and just do like a quarter of the supply each time or a third or something, right? And only do that like 2 or 3 more times after the initial release. And then you have kind of like a controlled supply situation.
Right.
And it's a little more staggered as the game grows into new markets and new players need it.
Isn't that kind of what they're doing though with the waves?
I don't know. Well, we don't know like how many
What the
waves.
numbers are. Yeah.
We know it came out in October. Now it's available again a month later. Some people think what they did was just split the initial amount that they intended to have it release, which is fine. But there's rumor it's also coming in January. So now you have a release in October, November, January. It's like every 1 to 2 months we're getting more product. So the question will be, how much are they releasing with each of these waves? Is that too soon or too much, or is it just right? I mean, those types of things are hard to gauge.
Yeah.
Time will tell. Ooh, I love that art from Severin.
That's a cool card too.
Salmon of Knowledge. It'll be interesting to see if he hits any bangers here, or if they're hiding in those sealed packs that people might just display and not open because they're coming in a bearish case. I wonder if that'll influence the 11 people getting the pack. They're like, well, if there was no hit in the remainder that I opened here, maybe there's a hit in those packs. Open those and, ooh, the Wolpetinger. That was like a huge sample card.
It was.
It came in
One of
elite
my
too.
favorites.
Yeah, such an amazing artwork. She sold that so early. Oh, okay. So we got a unique. Is this a true unique?
But I can't see. It's so small on my screen. I can't.
Sir Primus.
Sir Primus. Let me check.
Someone in chat would know. Someone was telling me.
That's not.
No, it's because it's got
elite.
the difference in power and attack. All right. So it's really an elite, but it's an elite foil, so it's still pretty solid. Artwork from Vincent Pompetti. This is a cool one with the guy in the foreground and then a battle scene happening in the back. Wow. Yeah, I'd really like to see the original on that from Vincent. He did some great art in this set, I feel like. And Alpha, too, of course. But this Arthurian Legends set seemed right up his alley because he's done a ton of Arthurian Legends work in his portfolio before Sorcery. In fact, some of those were licensed for Sorcery. They weren't new art. They were existing art that he had done. All right, Emmett's happy with that one. Says gorgeous foil. He loves Pompetti. Great. All right. Ooh, there you go. Love Potion from Sublo. So he in the lettering here, actually there's some, we can't see it because it's not the foil with the full art, but in the full art there's these stones, or these, I guess they're stones, like on the tablet down here below, and it spells out Love Potion number 9. And the name of the band that did that song. So he has like these Easter eggs that he does. There was a great interview with Jeff Rosato at SorceryCon that Jeff just published. And he was interviewing Tony, and Tony talked about how he loves to hide things under the text box in his art. He said like he didn't do that in Magic. He's very cynical about Magic. A lot of these artists were burned by WotC, so they have like, you know, bad blood or bad feelings about that. But he was saying like he didn't do stuff like that in Magic, but since Eric's doing the full arts on the back now, he's making a conscious effort to like hide these Easter eggs in his art, especially under the text box. And you see that like in a lot of his, and he really loves the idea that it's full art on the back and that people will like study his art more closely, looking for those types of things as a result of that. So better appreciation for his storytelling and his Easter eggs. So not bad. You got 3 foils and a pretty limited number of packs there. Ordinary, exceptional, and then a unique that's really an elite rarity level. The foils are so good in Sorcery. They all look so great every time. And the full art's amazing. I'd love to see a full art set of this. The color palettes on these 3 in particular are so awesome. It's really like standing out.
Yeah.
With these 2 especially.
It really goes well together.
Yeah.
And that's how I like to arrange in the binder, is matching the colors so they look nice together.
Yeah. That would be fun exercise. Yep.
Yeah.
So,
I do it by artist, but then within the artist I arrange them by what looks nice together.
Yeah. All right, man. That was a pretty successful break. I mean, we started at 10:30. We've only been going for about an hour and a half. I could stay on for a few more minutes if people have any questions or quick topics. I guess I'll just reflect a little bit on SorceryCon. That it was really incredible. We had like 15 artists or something like that, 14 sorcery artists, and then Dustin Brossard, altarist, that I've been working with and offering his altars on the community Facebook group and Discord. His altars have been like very popular, doing great. I love to see the altarists like are selling their altars for comparable pricing as the artist proofs, which is incredible, and says that people really appreciate the intrinsic value of the art, and not just like the card power level or the fact that it's a rare artist proof, right? So that was always kind of like my goal and dream in this, that they like, one, to like use these platforms to showcase other artists and use sorcery and sorcery cards as a vessel and mechanism to do that, and the social media platforms that I created. But now like the altarists want to come to these events, and Dustin did I think it was like 15 or 16 paintings. He just went nuts, like worked his ass off for like 2 or 3 months before the SorceryCon event, and he brought all these original paintings. More than like really any other artist or table there, which is wild. So he had this whole table with like paintings all over them, and he sold like 12 of them at the show, and then sold like all the rest like very quickly after he got home. So there's huge demand for it. And one of them, there's one that has this like big raven concept on it, and there's a lot of ravens in sorcery. You know, like the witch is holding a raven. There's kind of like a raven on the side of the Ring of Morrigan on the ring, and then the blood ravens from Mikhail Nagy-Paul and Alpha. So it's clear like Eric really likes that raven idea, and I think he went and talked to Dustin at his booth. I talked to Eric a few times briefly at the show, and he was like, yeah, Dustin wants to talk to me. I think I'm going to go to his table and talk to him a little bit. And I was like, his style is like very fitting for the game, you know? And then I guess he had a good discussion with Dustin, and he really liked that concept. So it would be, my dream is that like these altarists get the opportunity, and then they get recognized by Eric and the other creatives at Eric's Curiosa, and find their way into the game and get that opportunity, just like Marta Molina, Vyra Shakarova, and Kyle Calazans did from the altar scene. So we'll see. We'll see if Dustin's in the next dark set.
Yeah.
And of course, Atlas Thorn. You know, I'm partial to Atlas. I love his stuff. I love that major explosion that's coming up.
Everyone is unbelievable.
Yeah.
It was a cool story how you got him into it. Now it seems like there's no reluctance anymore.
Did you yeah, he's all in on it. They all the altars are doing great, and they're having a lot of fun. I love like the idea of a different artist kind of completely reimagining the art concept from the card title and the card mechanic in their own vision. Is really cool to see some diversity of art. That's why we loved Alpha. There was like so many different artists, no singular thematic theme to the set. So there's a lot of variety, and now we see that even more with Altarists. And it, for me, as like an art aficionado, like it really helps like satisfy the painful gap of a whole year before we see new art. You know, we see it all the time through artist proofs from existing artists, and then from these Altarists. Is really cool. What do you think about? What was I going to ask you? Oh, have you heard stories from Dan? So Dan, the Frogman, was at SorceryCon, and you guys are buddies and play at the LGS together. What did he think? Did he tell you stories about it coming back, or how did he like his experience?
Oh, he loved it. We didn't have a whole lot of time to talk about that. Let me think of anything. You could have Dan on here. He's
yeah. I should have him on.
Always
about
has a lot of
time.
energy and just so stoked about anything sorcery related. And he knows more about the art than I do too. He's more into that.
So he's always in that high energy mode. I didn't
Oh,
know
yeah.
if that was just like a function of the event. I know we always crack
No,
jokes
no.
in
I mean,
Discord.
he was probably tuned way up while there, but
Yeah.
I actually suggested he would want to do the frog costume, and then he got a second frog costume for his son there, and then I suggested to make it a cosplay. Add this, all you can do is add the staff, and then it's a frogman cosplay.
Yeah.
So he like 5 minutes after I said it, he like already found it on Amazon and ordered it. And
Yeah,
Get it ready.
what was it? The frog,
Bellbog
Bellbog frogman. Yeah, from Jeff Menges, and he got a picture with Menges, like his son Menges and him as the three frogs. That was a classic. Yeah, it was so good, man. And then like Saturday and Sunday night, I did like a Collector Arthouse like after party with like all of my Patreon supporters, and I invited like all the artists. A lot of them like were really tired and just kind of went and passed out, after the event. It's really exhausting sitting there at a table for 10 hours and engaging with so many people and signing and stuff. They loved it, but it's just draining, by the end of the day. But still, like, I think across the course of the 2 nights, like 10 of the artists turned up. So we were in a small, intimate setting, and we had the first night we had Chick-fil-A. And as soon as I got into the airport, like Henry Cho, that participates in the breaks, he picked me up at the airport. And it turned out like Mike Pelly, who's in the chat, and this other guy, Noah, that are local to me. I saw them at the gate at the airport. I had no idea they were on my flight. So they were at the gate, and we were boarding. I was like, oh, what's up, guys? Because I saw them in Baltimore. I met them for the first time there at the Sorcery Spring Social. So Henry picked up all 3 of us. We went to the liquor store, and I bought like a bunch of like wine and Crown. We gave Tony a bottle of Crown, so he was all tuned up all weekend. And we had like an after party where we had Chick-fil-A. It was hilarious because Eric's buddy Chris Wilson was there, and Daryl down from New Zealand, and this other guy Matt, very tall guy from Australia or New Zealand or Australia. I think they're all in New Zealand. They had never had Chick-fil-A before, and they're like, Mike, what is this chicken, man? This stuff's incredible. And I was like, dude, this is a big deal in the U.S. I don't know what they're doing down in New Zealand. You probably eat a lot of fish or whatever, right? But they loved it, and we all had a great time with the artists just drinking and eating and chatting like low-key.
That's awesome.
But yeah, Ed Bear Jr. ended up coming like after midnight. It was like 2 a.m. nights, those 2 nights, and I had an early flight Monday, so I was pretty destroyed for a few days, but yeah, when you go to these events, it's a super high energy. Everyone's really fired up and ready to have a good time. It was funny because Saturday night we were like, we were hanging out till 2 a.m. and like Mikhail Nagy-Paul, the Frog Lord. He was like wasted by 2 o'clock. Like he doesn't speak a lot of English, but you could tell he was like very drunk, and he was being very sociable at the Saturday night event. And then we thought he was just gonna go home and pass out. And like I talked to him the next day, and I was like, "Hey man, how you doing? You feeling all right?" Because he like showed up at his booth at like noon the next day. He was like very late on Sunday, and he was like, "Yeah, I just needed to sleep for a couple hours. I'm good to go." I was like, "Oh, so you just I know you went to bed at 2." And he's like, "Nah." He's like, "I went downtown." And I was like, "Really?" I was like, with who? And he's like, "Just me." So he just went out like on the town by himself till like 6 or 7 a.m. I think he said, and he just got like 2 hours sleep, and then he showed up at his booth, and then he left at like 6 or 7 I think Sunday night, slept for a few hours, and then he came out again for the Sunday night after party. We had a great time.
Wow, one of those guys. It's probably his first time in Las Vegas.
Yeah, well, yeah, and I don't know if it's his first time to America in general, but yeah, he's a young guy, like still in his 20s, I think, so he's still ready to party. What's up? What do you need?
Let's open this window.
All right. You came up here to open that window? All right. It's cold out there.
I remember Dan did a lot of prep for the con because he had a lot of cards still get signed. He had his own cards. He had a whole plan out what he wanted. Then other people were giving him cards, sending their cards to get signed too. So he had like, I don't know how many, but it was probably over 100 cards that he wanted to get signed by all the different artists.
Yeah. The artists were thrilled because they did amazingly well on signatures alone. Like people were coming with full play sets of Alpha that they wanted to get signed. So like some people were coming with like stacks of cards, spending like $1,000, or whatever, hundreds of dollars to get like all those cards signed. So so the artists were did very well on signatures as a baseline value proposition. And then like there was also people buying a bunch of prints. There were several originals on display. Are you chewing gum?
Hello.
What do you got?
Skittles.
Skittles? Nice. So yeah, they did very well. They had a great time. The fans were like, they treat the artists like celebrities.
Yeah.
No, he's not an artist. He likes the cards like me
No,
and the art.
Just another guy.
A-R-I.
His name's Eric with an A.
Oh.
Yeah, unique name. It's like, what's that? Yeah, but it was great, dude. And like, so we're definitely gonna do a SorceryCon. There's like, I should say that I posted in the community group and also in the SorceryCon Discord. There's a survey form, and we're really asking for people's feedback to figure out what venue we should do next time. I kind of jokingly did a post about a sorcery cruise, and it was funny because like several artists reach out to me and they're like, "Oh, by the way, Mike, that cruise idea is gold. Like, I'm in. I'm all in if you do that." So like they're all fired up about it. Like the post got a lot of likes, a lot of feedback that like people want to do it. So I imagine like an all-inclusive, all-you-can-eat food and drink, and you're just like on a boat traveling the seas and playing sorcery the whole time.
Are there smaller cruise boats? Could you like just tie your entire boat?
Yeah, I don't know. To make it, if we could like reserve the whole boat just for sorcery,
Right.
that'd be cool. If it was like mixed with other random non-sorcery people, that would also be funny in a different way and fun potentially. But yeah, I think that would be a real cool idea. But aside from that, we're trying to figure out what venue in the States. Some people are saying Vegas is like very expensive to eat and drink at the restaurants, outside of the convention. So Reno is another idea that was floated if people like the gambling scene and just want to do something that's a little more accessible and affordable. So all aboard, baby, says Culpepper. Yeah. So that's a fun idea. Like, I think one of the questions on the forum is like, what city or state would appeal to you, or a cruise concept? You want to go on a cruise, buddy?
Yes.
You know what a cruise is? It's a
No.
big boat. Yeah, the one challenge is like, what port do you leave from? Because people would have to fly into a port. You still got the airfare cost, and then you got I don't know. It might be a good value, like I say. It's a little expensive up front, but if food and drink is all included, that's pretty awesome.
I hate you.
One less thing to worry about. Hey, we don't kill Barney. So, all right, man. I'm probably going to wrap it up and play with the kids. It's a nice day. 60 degrees out there, right? Is it warm or cold?
In the middle.
Okay.
It's warm.
It's just right in the middle. All right, dude. Thanks for helping out today. It's awesome getting the pop reports in real time. Appreciate all the work you do on that. It's really cool.
Yeah, it's fun. I'll keep doing it. Keep
Yeah.
opening those packs.
Yeah, we'll have another one
More
coming. I want to do like an alpha box break because it's been a while. I'd love to, like, it feels nostalgic already going back to alpha,
Nah.
So I'll probably do alpha next, and then we'll do some more sample packs.
Nothing
sometime.
like alpha. There's just so many nice cards in it. So many hits.
Yeah. All right, man. Say bye to everybody, Jack.
Bye.
Have a good one, man. See you, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. Take care.
See ya.
See ya.